Hello! So, I haven't recorded for a while because I've been prioritising my studies and trying to write my thesis. But I just wanted to check in and say hi, and I thought today I would reflect on my recovery and where I'm at by filling in the eating disorder questionnaire, or the EDE-Q, because often that's used in treatment or at GP clinics when diagnosing eating disorders, and sort of as an indicator of severity of an eating disorder. And so I thought I'd fill it in and just see how my recovery is going. I'm just gonna get started because I don't want this video to be super long. And basically it asks you to reflect on the past 4 weeks, past 28 days, and each question is like, on how many of the past 28 days did you do this? Okay, so just getting straight into it. So question 1, on how many of the past 28 days have you been deliberately trying to limit the amount of food you eat to influence your shape or weight? I would say no days, because I don't eat to look a certain way, but I also don't feel like regardless of how much I eat, I don't feel like my body drastically changes. I eat what I want and my body just looks how it looks. Like, I don't know. I feel like body shape is mostly genetic. I don't do that. Have you gone for long periods of time, 8 hours or more, without eating anything at all to influence your shape or weight? No. I used to do that as well, definitely. Yeah, I used to do that and it was awful. I would get awful headaches, heart palpitations, just feel generally sick and grumpy, and my mood would be terrible. Have you tried to exclude from your diet any foods to influence your shape or weight? No. I enjoy eating these foods. When I was restricting food, both the number of calories or not eating certain foods, it was just so annoying. Like, it was annoying for other people, it was annoying for me having to go out to dinner and not know if I'd be able to eat anything, or ask the wait staff if they can leave this bit off or that bit off so that I could eat it. And it was just, it took up so much time, thinking and also tracking, and there's way better ways, more productive, more enjoyable ways of spending your time, and so no, I don't do that. Have you tried to follow definite rules regarding your eating, for example, a calorie limit, in order to influence your shape or weight? No, I do not have a calorie limit. I don't count calories. Again, that is something that I used to do, but I have not counted calories for 3 years at least. Thank goodness, because that just was awful. And calories are just such a useless construct as well. They don't give you any information on the actual nutritional content of what you're eating. There are so many issues with calories, literally just the amount of energy in food. It's just, yeah, no, I do not do that. Absolutely not. Have you had a definite desire to have an empty stomach with the to influence your shape or weight? No. I don't enjoy feeling bloated. I don't think anyone really enjoys feeling bloated, although I do get bloated sometimes, and that's just life. That's just things that just happens. But I don't have a desire to have an empty stomach, and particularly not to influence my shape or weight. Because if my stomach is empty, that means I'm probably hungry, which means I'm probably grumpy. So, no. And have you had a definite desire to have a totally flat stomach? No, no, absolutely not. And I think I used to want a flat stomach, and I think Instagram really influenced that, because there were so many photos of these women showing their abs and their stomachs would look so flat, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I want a stomach that looks like that. I want to be able to wear bikinis and not like have this little this little bulge at the bottom of my stomach. But you know what? My body is not designed to have a totally flat stomach for several reasons. One is that my body contains organs, and it's just not really possible or healthy for my body to have a totally flat stomach. Again, genetics come into it, and like I have this little sort of bulge at the bottom of my stomach, which my sister kind of has as well. Like I think it's genetic to an extent, and also just depending on what you've eaten or you've drunk or your menstrual cycle, my stomach is gonna look different on different days. Not hugely different, but slightly different. Some days I'll look a little bit bloated, like I feel a bit bloated today because I'm on my period. And that just happens. My body is not designed to look a certain way for other people's pleasure or to be posted on Instagram, so that like my body is not designed for a glamorous Instagram post. It's designed to function, and it does that very well, and I'm thankful for that. So I don't have a flat stomach, but that's totally fine because I'm really happy with what my body does for me in other ways. So thank you. Has thinking about food, eating, or calories made it very difficult to concentrate on things you're interested, like working, following conversation, or reading? No days, thank goodness. Oh my gosh, I used to think about food all the time. I could not read a book. I could not follow a conversation. I could not work without thinking about food. And for a long time during recovery, I would be thinking about food, because I was so anxious about what I'd just eaten, and I'd have to find ways to reassure myself. Now, I hardly ever think about food. Food is so much less important to me. Like, I enjoy baking sometimes. I enjoy eating certain foods more than others, but I don't get excited about food in the way that I used to. And although I can appreciate foods that taste really good, that people have put a lot of effort into, I'm definitely not a foodie or someone who thinks of food as like an interest. Like before I would have thought of food and nutrition as something that really interested me, but now I'm just like, I know enough to get by in my life, to know what works for me and my body, and I'm not interested in food beyond that. As thinking about shape or weight made it very difficult to concentrate on things that you're interested in? Again, no. And I think part of that is because my shape has not really changed for several years now, so I just don't think about it. Or I guess I'm not body checking either, so I don't look at my body and try to identify things that might have changed. And I think stopping body checking is really important, because if you look at yourself long enough, probably you can convince yourself that something has changed. But again, depending on what you've eaten, the menstrual cycle, what you've consumed during the day, what time it is in the day, all sorts of things are going to influence your body and how it looks. And so there's just like your body weight, especially your body weight, is going to fluctuate throughout the day on different days. And so I don't think about it that much. I just know that that's the case, and so be it. I don't know what I weigh. I could make a guess, but I'm not going to do that. And I don't think about it much at all, because weight is also such a meaningless measure of anything. So, no. Have you had a definite fear of losing control over eating? Definitely not, but binging or losing control over food was never something that I really struggled with. I did experience extreme hunger, and I did have some of the episodes where I ate lots and lots of food might have been quantified by some people as binges, but they were what I needed to get to this point. And I guess binge is such a weird word, it has such negative connotations, but in recovery from a restrictive eating disorder, you really need to eat lots and lots of food. You might feel a bit out of control because of how much you need to consume, and it's not what you're used to. But you need to go through that period to recover, or at least I did. But now, no, I don't have a fear of losing control over eating, because I eat what I want to feel satisfied, and then I stop. There might be some times where I eat more and I feel a bit uncomfortably full, but that's also just on the spectrum of normal eating. It's not, I don't view that as losing control. I view what I eat as a conscious decision, really, in every case. And if I feel more full than usual, then that happens, and then that's just life. That's normal, totally normal. Have you had a definite fear that you might gain weight? No. But again, I think that's because part of it is because I eat enough to feel satisfied every day, and my weight or my shape or anything doesn't really seem to change. I've looked this way for several years, and so I don't really have a fear that I'm going to gain weight. Who knows what could change in the future? I might gain weight as I grow older. I probably will. But again, that's just, I don't feel afraid of that like I used to be, and it's not something that I think about or something that I worry about, because gaining weight is not something bad. The fat phobia that exists in our society is absolutely terrible, and I hate that. So I imagine there are many people out there, even those without eating disorders, who have a fear of gaining weight. But that's something that we need to work on as a society, but also the media has a huge role to play in this. We need to break down fat phobia, because it is just ridiculous to live with the fear of gaining weight. Have you felt fat? No, I would not describe that as a feeling. I would have during my eating disorder, but not now, because it's kind of problematic, and just it's not a feeling. Have you had a strong desire to lose weight? No. I don't want to lose weight. That would mean feeling cold, feeling hungry, having headaches, having a sore stomach, losing concentration, being unhappy, being irritable. And also I wouldn't look good if I lost weight. There are no benefits from me losing weight, so no. Really no benefits. Okay, over the past 28 days, how many times have you eaten what other people would regard as an unusually large amount of food, given the circumstances? I don't know. I don't care what other people think of what I eat. I honestly don't know. I mean, at dinner last night, I had 3 servings of dinner, which was more than what my parents had. My mum had 1 serving, my dad had 2 servings, and I had 3 servings. I don't know if they think that was unusually large. Probably not. But who knows? And sometimes I eat a couple of sandwiches after dinner because I'm still hungry. Do they think that's unusual? Maybe. Do I care? No. It's my body, not theirs. So I don't know and I don't care for that question. On how many times did you have a sense of losing control? Never. On how many days did you have episodes of overeating and have a sense of loss of control? Never. How many times have you made yourself sick as a means of controlling your shape or weight? Never, but I've never done that ever in my life. No. How many times have you taken laxatives? Never. Never done that either. How many times have you exercised in a driven or compulsive way to control your weight, shape, amount of fat, burn off calories? Never. I mean, exercise is not an effective way to control your weight, in my view, but also that sounds awful. I remember when I did used to exercise for hours on end, because it was compulsive and it was just so horrible. It got so boring. It was such a waste of time. I wasn't eating enough, so there really was no benefit to my body by doing that, or to my mental state. It was harmful. So breaking that compulsive exercise is so hard. That's one of the hardest parts of recovery, I think, for me. Or has been, but no, I don't do that. No. On how many days have you eaten in secret, like furtively? No days. On what proportion of the times that you have eaten have you felt guilty that what you've done wrong because of its effect on your shape or weight? Never, actually. No days. Which is incredible, because I used to feel guilty after eating. For a long time in recovery, I would have a little bit of guilt after eating, but that has gone now. Eating and feeling guilty? No. It's not like you've harmed someone or done something really wrong. You have to eat to survive. It's good to eat. So, no, I haven't felt guilty. How concerned have you been about other people seeing you eat? Now, I still don't really like eating in front of people that I don't know well. In large group situations, I still get anxious about eating sometimes. I tend to overthink that. And I'm like, should I eat something? What if people judge me if I eat something? So I guess I do still think about that. I'm not sure how much I've socialized over the past 28 days. Not that much. So maybe a few of the days. So that is something that I still think about. On how is your weight influenced about how you think about yourself as a person? Not at all. Who I am as a person is not anything to do with my weight. Same with my shape, not anything to do with who I am as a person. I don't value other people for their weight or shape. I don't value myself for my weight or my shape. I value the things that other people do, kindness, empathy, integrity, things like that. How much would it upset you if you had been asked to weigh yourself once a week for the next 4 weeks? That would upset me, all right? That would upset me quite a lot, because I would be like, why? That just seems stupid. I wouldn't be interested in doing that, because I wouldn't be interested in knowing the numbers. I could do it, and I do not think it would change the way that I eat or the way that I live my life, but I would think that it's pointless. How dissatisfied have you been with your weight? I don't know my weight, so, and whatever it is, I don't really care, so I'm not dissatisfied. How dissatisfied have you been with your shape? I'm fine with my shape. I don't feel dissatisfied. How comfortable have you felt seeing your body in a mirror in a shop window? Not uncomfortable. I used to feel really uncomfortable seeing myself. Really uncomfortable, but I don't experience that anymore. How uncomfortable have you felt about others seeing your shape or figure? Not uncomfortable. But again, I have thin privilege, and I do think that plays a part in that, because fat phobia is awful. And that's it. It asked me to enter my weight and height, which I will not do. I have not missed any menstrual periods. Okay, and that's it. I think we can say that, am I meant to total it? It doesn't tell me. But I think we can say that I probably, according to this, would not qualify as having an eating disorder. Great! And I have to say that for a long time, even during recovery, I did not think I would reach this point where I just do not care about food, do not care about weight, do not care about shape, eat what I want, don't care what other people eat, and it's great. It is wonderful. So basically, I am checking in to tell you that if you are struggling in recovery, if it feels really hard, if you feel really uncomfortable in your body, if you feel like you're feeling guilty and thinking about food too much, and you're like, why did I even go into recovery when it's still so hard? It does get better. It really does. It just takes time and patience and repeated actions, recovery actions, and it will get better, but you just have to keep going. So I'm going to end this video here because it got really long and this is going to take me a while to edit. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are doing well, and I'm sending you lots of love. Even when I don't have a lot of time to record, I am sending you lots of love out into the world and hoping that you are continuing on the recovery pathway. So I might record again soon, but I don't know, depending on thesis writing progress. But lots of love. See you later.